Champion Week is in full swing. Balloon crews everywhere are worried about potential bid thieves. And the coaching carousel will soon fuel widespread speculation. It can all mean one thing. It's time to try to extend one of the sport's most respected franchises once again. Of course, I'm referring to story-driven feature known as the 355 teams that won't win national championship. Each year, 8 contestants are selected from among the 363 members of the Division I. And every year since the beginning of this track in 2016, the NCAA title has indeed been taken over by one of these 8 teams not suitable: the Knights of Bellarmine, Lions of Lions, the Merrimack Warriors, Queen's University Royal Family, Thomas, Minnesota; Tommi, the Scream Eagles of South Indiana, Stonehill Skyhawks, Tarleton's Texans, Texas A&M; the Lions of Commerce, the 3 San Diego Tritons, Utah Tech Pioneers, Ramak, Kalalar 1, the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona looks like a chip from last year's old block, which is, of course, incredible, given Tommy Lloyd's loss of Bennedict Mathurin, Dalen Terry and Christian Koloko in the NBA draft. Also, between this perfect attack and rest of the Pac-12, there is less daylight than in conference game a year ago. Make a defense that takes half a step back and the Wildcats land here. Nearly 2 Arkansas Razorbacks, Ricky Council IV and Nick Smith Jr. They form a powerful duo. And Makhi and Makhel Mitchell are formidable circle defenders. While Smith has missed a lot of time this season, the Razorbacks are still trying to decide exactly how they expect to win with the Sex No. 8 offense and No. 6D. 3 The Baylor Bears While Bears have won 10 games, 11 games in January and February. The idea here is that we really need to include this group Magic 8. Then Cold Heads won on grounds that high-scoring Baylor had by far worse defense of Big 12 in conference game. 4 Creighton BlueJays Now we start taking risks. Creighton gave Kansas their toughest challenge in 2022 before the national final. Moreover, it was the time when the Blue Jays cadres were empty and were a year younger than they are now. With a slightly lower turnover rate, slightly more attack boards and a higher number of shot attempts, the CU will not be Ramak Kala. The 5th Duke of Blue Devils John Scheyer's junior rotation is advancing and defending at a level that all-season numbers haven't quite captured. The challenge for Blue Devils is that even in this late date, the best game calls on offense are still a missed shot. Duke is a master at the attack window, but other than that, he is mediocre on the half field. 6 The Gonzaga Bulldogs. How appropriate would it be if Gonzaga had won all year? Say number 3? After some Ramak goats as best seed, perhaps the Bulldogs will cut nets as an underdog. If so, it would be because Zags transformed or worked around a defense that launched tournament as weakest unit in program for more than a decade. 7 The Indiana Hoosiers. With all respect to great players of the other 24 teams, Trayce Jackson-Davis is elite player of this division. In addition to his defense and exceptional goal-scoring skills, he now swings the ball with one hand and then throws bullet passes for a corner 3 on the weak side. The Big Ten game? What the highly accurate Indiana attempt failed at is the 3-point shot. Whatever the answer, Hoosiers brings here. 8 The Iowa Hawks The Hawkeyes are effective in offense, highly irregular during the regular season, and even volatile in matches. All of the above really contribute to dating viewing, but 6 wins in a row seems difficult. 9 The Iowa State Hurricanes play the tournament challenge while releasing a record of 9-9 in this year's Big 12 is a success in its own right. Perhaps the Cyclones need to move away from all league rivals. TJ Otzelberger's band can look great on first weekend and make everyone admire the power of ISU League again. On the other hand, this is also an offense that scored well below 1 point per ball possession in a 4-game defeat series that closed February 10 State of Kansas Wildcats. If you envisioned last November that an explanation would be needed by March as to why the state of Kansas would not win the national championship, take a proud step forward. Jerome Tang started a new era in Manhattan in one. The excitement of the year included 33% point shots from 12 major competitors. Will this continue to be the case in 68? In fact, it may be, in which case the label, Ramak Kala, may well be misapplied. As Coach Tang says, what's next? 11 The Kentucky Wildcats. You won't find a better rebound team on either side of the pitch. On other hand, keeping opponents in one shot with low fouling is almost the entire skill set in defense for UK. It is not clear exactly when Cason Wallace will return from the list of wounded. 12 Maryland Terrapins. Everyone says that if the tournament was played at College Park, the Terrapins would win them all. Why do we always show the NCAA tournament as if there were a lack of home matches in particular? If you're Kevin Willard, you're telling your team that March Madness is actually free from real road games. Still, in 10 competitions of all types, Terpler was less accurate on the pitch than their big front rivals. 13 The Memphis Tigers. Congratulations on getting to this point. Just 2 weeks ago, Penny Hardaway's team was still thought to be in danger of not being able to participate in the tournament. We now invite Memphis to safety of the brackets predicted by finding fault in one respect or another in team's performance. Hard work. But yes, the Tigers' defense within the bow is more than enough to be perfect, including glass. 14 The Miami Hurricanes. Here is a choice that gives us a serious pause. Miami may appear old and talented and outsmart the rival defenses altogether. Notable adult man Norchad Omeyer makes a convincing argument to ignore high school novices and build through his transfer portal. There is no but here. 8 is a very small number. 15 The Spartans of Michigan. The Spartans finished the season in an incredible attack. You're probably hearing this for the first time because during the 4-game run, MSU won 3-1 instead of 4-0. Incidentally, Iowa recorded even more extraordinary numbers on the offense in the match against Tom Izzo's team. So, even though the state of Michigan doesn't anticipate winning 6 times, a loss can be a pretty fun watch. 16 The Missouri Tigers. Dennis Gates. Missouri. 1. It's been a miracle after year. And the progress of Kobe Brown and Cleveland State transfer Demoy Hodge year after hasn't been any less wonderful. But opponents tend to make their twos against this defense. 17 The Northwest Wildcats. Even if you watch basketball for a long time, you won't see a team getting same kind of advantage in the loss that Northwestern had in and out of game. Give Chase Audich and Ty Berry full credit as they sow chaos among rival offensives. The truth is, Wildcats don't just take advantage of all the implications. They need them. Having every ball in the Big Ten game where there was no ball loss. New was left behind by a healthy margin. 18. Providence Friars is your favorite live sports with ESPN+, Disney+, and Hulu.